Who do you think's the most underrated player right now?
Underrated player. Well, I know. I mean, all the players that was like considered underrated, people are like starting to realize how good they are, like Sipenix. But from the top teams, well, I would say Stewie because I was talking to their manager, to Ricardo, and I think that's how right now he's playing like super good. Like with the MIBR guys, he's playing like their style because I think that's in the beginning it was a clash of ideas and how they play. But right now I think Stewie's playing like super great.
I would say Meg is gone on Astralis. I think when you talk about Astralis, you talk about Device, you talk about Supnex, you talk about Glaive. I think Meg's adds a lot to that team, so I think he's a really underrated player.
I think for me personally, I think Nitro is very underrated for his in-game leadership in Team Liquid for sure, and I think he's got a very good attitude from what I've seen, and he can keep people level-headed, and also being a good fragger. So Nitro, I think he's very underrated.
Can I say Olaf maybe? Yeah, after he's coming back, it's been really important. I think we could see some good stuff out of him.
Amanek from my team is actually a really good player. Yeah, he started to get really known, but yeah, he's a really good player, and I think he's gonna be even more known in the future, for sure.
Probably like Dupree. I think like everybody before his Zifnix, when Charles we're winning everything, where he's like the clutch master and he was like underrated, and now I think it's Dupree because I feel like he's like one of the best player, if not the best player in Astralis, and no one's really talking about him. So.
If I had to pick an underrated player, I would say Flamey. I think he's really good and he's really good at his role, but he doesn't really get credit as much as he should.
I would have said like, if we're back like a few months ago, I would have said Taco definitely. As soon as he left the SK MIBR team, I feel like they seem to be lacking that, maybe the chemistry that they had with him. And obviously in Liquid now he's performing really well, but yeah, I'll just stick with Taco.
Just by looking at it, I have to say one of the NRG guys. I think they're pretty underrated, and I think they're pretty good. They're climbing the NA scene pretty fast, and I think they have a lot of high-skill players as well who have similar aim styles to some of the top players today. For example, I think Twist has really good aim, and I think he's one of the top players in the world right now. And for example, Breezy from NRG, I think he has similar aim, and I think he's pretty underrated as well.
I mean, I'll say Breezy. I think Breezy's always been or had the skill to be one of the best players. Obviously, he's young, and I think eventually people will start to respect that a bit more.
I don't know, people don't talk as much as Nitro on Liquid, but I think he's really the part of the success of Liquid right now.
I think Browan from Fnatic. He's a really good player, so I think he's underrated.
I don't know about player, but in terms of roles, I think the entry frags are always really underrated. Like in the past, Steelo, when he was on our team, he copped a lot of flack from people just because he didn't have good stats or whatever, but he did like anything the team needed. Like, he had the most important role almost. So I think, I don't know about player, but in terms of roles, definitely the entry fragger, or like the person who's willing to pick up the poor roles, I guess.
I don't know if there's a lot of people that's underrated. I mean, the easy answer before was Sipnix, but I think he gets a lot of deserving credit, and maybe Kerrigan. I think he gets way too much shit than he's supposed to get. So yeah, I would say with him.
I guess Dexter, my old teammate from Greyhound, super underrated, super smart player, very sharp, extremely underrated, yeah.